Thanks.
Well, but is it a glimpse into the future or just another way for Big Brother to keep tabs on you and what you're doing? Our favorite talk radio host, Keith Larson, is standing by to tell us what you are telling him right after the break.
Close enough just isn't good enough. If your car is in an accident, make sure it's repaired with the right replacement parts. Take the scary out of life with Travelers. Call or click now for an agent or quote.
For 40 cents, I got an egg.
I got gum.
A kazoo.
A candy necklace.
I got one of these.
A stamp.
Helium.
Fabric softener.
Earplugs.
Lipstick.
2 pills a day is what it takes to stay alive if you're HIV positive. Those pills cost about 40 cents a day.
Chile's miners saved as the world watched. One man was there from the beginning. Don Francisco tells the stories you haven't heard. Plus, Ed Norton and Marlo Thomas tonight on
Black Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Statesville is celebrating our grand opening with a great selection of 2010 Grand Cherokees as low as $19,995. 2010 Jeep Grand Cherokee starting at $19,995 at the all-new Black Chrysler Dodge Jeep. Exit 49B off I-77 Statesville.
Happy?
Whole house on demand. Start a movie in one room. Watch it anywhere. At Time Warner Cable, we're moving technology forward.
Happy?
Happy.
To bring you back to what works for you.
True or false? Your pet is safe from fleas, ticks, and heartworms in winter. Sorry, it's false. And these guys can mean big trouble. Your pets need year-round protection, plus medications for cold weather joint pain. Fortunately, they cost a lot less at 1-800-PET-MEDS, and they're delivered free, right to your door with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. For fast service, free shipping, and big savings, call now or order online from 1-800-PET-MEDS, America's largest pet pharmacy.
There's always time. With Start Over, one click and your show starts over from the beginning. At Time Warner Cable, we're moving technology forward to bring you back to the things you love.
Black Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Statesville is celebrating our grand opening with a great selection of 2010 Town & Country vans as low as $15,977. 2010 Town & Country vans starting at $15,977 at the all-new Black Chrysler Dodge Jeep. Exit 49B off I-77 Statesville.
Here's some of the top stories we're following on America's News headquarters. A new Associated Press poll suggests the solid base of voters that pushed President Obama to victory in 2008 has disbanded somewhat. 25% of those who voted for President Obama are now reportedly defecting to the GOP or considering voting against Democratic candidates in the midterm elections. Iran's president says he welcomes a new round of talks with world powers on Tehran's nuclear program. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad made the comments just a few hours ago to a crowd of supporters. A European Union official suggests the talks could be held in Vienna next month. The West suspects Iran is trying to build nuclear weapons. It's a charge they deny. And the Pentagon is bracing for another document dump from WikiLeaks. It could come as early as today. The self-described whistleblowing website is believed to be preparing the release of classified documents of defense papers on the Iraq War. Those are your top stories for now. Well, a new car out on the roads that doesn't even need a driver. But will this wind up being yet another way that Big Brother can keep track of you? That's the question being raised by many of Keith Larson's listeners on WBT 1110 AM out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He's joining us now live to talk about that and much more. Keith, great to see you today.
Hey, Shannon.
I mean, Keith, listen, the way that I drive and the commute here in D.C. and the fact that I just haven't mastered parallel parking in my several decades of driving, what's so bad about this car?
Well, I'll tell you what, to be Googled in the future may not just mean to be searched on the internet. It may mean to be driven around in your own car. They're testing this car out in California, and it does all the driving for you. Start, stop, steer, everything. It uses typical GPS kind of technology, but also video cameras and sensors and radar and maybe sonar and ESP. I don't know what all it uses. They say the tests are going pretty well, but it does raise some questions. I mean, this is very much a part of the American ideal and culture, cars and freedom. You know, there's a commercial now for one of the big car companies that shows George Washington driving into battle against the British in an American muscle car. And the announcer says, well, there's at least two things the Americans did well, cars and freedom. But government would like to control your behavior in your car. Obviously, speed and the rules of the road, things like that we understand, but they'd like to control HOV lanes, carpooling. They'd like to control who can drive on what roads at rush hour traffic. They'd like to control if you drive on ozone alert days. So the obvious question becomes, if you get to the point where computers are driving the cars, won't government try to control the computer? That's the question we asked listeners.
Yeah, it sounds like it would take all the fun out of driving. What did your listeners have to say? How do they react to the possibility that the government could once again be tapping into some of their personal activities?
Very lively debate, because again, it strikes right at the heart of what we think of as the American ideal of freedom and cars. So pretty wide range of responses. Most people are pretty fearful, though. I think you have some of the clips. What do you think? When the cars are controlled by the computers, will GovCo control the computers?
Sooner or later they will. I just don't think that's I don't think that's the intent of the government. I just don't think that they're trying to control us that much.
Barry, hey, how you doing?
Hey, I was thinking, you know, autopilot might be a great thing. You like people go out drinking bar to bar. Hell, sign me up. I'm ready.
All right, Keith, you can count me in that group, too. I could use a little help with my driving. All right, now listen, we can't check in with you and talk to you without doing a little Alvin Greene update, the South Carolina candidate for the Democrats for the U.S. Senate. Now, he has not been campaigning, but check out this video. You alerted us to this week. A guy doing a report at the South Carolina State Fair had nothing to do with Alvin Greene, but you can see he sneaks up through the audience, gets behind this reporter during his live report, and then as he's tossing back, he puts bunny ears on the reporter. Keith, is this his mode of being on the campaign trail? What is he doing?
He keeps bringing it, you know, the new stuff. Who else has an economic plan, action figures of themselves, their own rap tune, Alvin Greene on the scene? I haven't seen a lot of Senate candidates make bunny ears behind the TV. Has anybody ever made bunny ears behind you, Shannon?
Not yet, but maybe I could move over in front of the wall and you could do that to me.
Have Alvin on and he will, or I'll do it.
There you go. Okay, well, listen, we know that we only have maybe 16 days of Alvin left, so thank you for keeping us updated on that and much more. Keith Larson, always great to see you.
All right, see ya.
All right, after the break, residents in Evergreen, Colorado are outraged that a local golf course is allowing elk hunting on the fairways. That story next.
There's a new way to let go of some of the annoying symptoms menopause brings. Introducing One-A-Day Menopause Formula, the only complete multivitamin with soy isoflavones to help address hot flashes and mild mood changes. New One-A-Day Menopause Formula.
Ready to try something new? Campbell's has made changes, adding lower sodium sea salt to more soups, plus $5 in coupons to